Hello, dear audience. Before we dive into this chapter, I wanted to note some disclaimers and content warnings for your awareness. There will be the usage of background music and sound effects that will recreate the effect and illusion of jump scares. Further content warnings include minor gore, body horror, frightening and intense scenes, grief, trauma, loss of a friend and loved one, depression, dark themes, descriptive scenes of death, descriptions of a dead body, potential character death, potential betrayal between characters, background descriptions of alcoholic or addictive behavior and stalking behavior, or the feeling of being watched or followed. Viewer discretion is advised. Thank you, my audience. And now, enjoy. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Melancholy We Weave. I'm your storyteller for this evening, Ambrose. And tonight we will be telling a tale of horror using the game Quietus by Ollie Jeffrey of Sinister Beard. This series is a melancholic horror anthology in which each chapter will be following different pairs of characters with backstories dripping with heartache, guilt, grief, and sorrow. These unfortunate main characters are actively trying to push past their traumas while utilizing scars within their own psyche to combat an unknown horror that pursues them. Just so that you know what you're getting into, dear audience, these are not stories about heroes or overcoming some great evil with the power of will. This will be about broken and hurting individuals clawing out of the depths of an unknown nightmare by the skin of their teeth. Will hope tease out of their grasp, or will they be able to elude dread before it consumes them? This evening, we specifically start and turn the page on our next tale, Chapter 3, The Ones Who Lurk. 3 years ago, a very dear friend, Andy, died suddenly during a summer beach trip with no explanation, leaving his friend group confused, hurt, and heartbroken. The friend group has never really been the same since, but the friends get back together in an attempt to rekindle their friendships and start fresh. As repressed emotions break through the surface during the present day in an attempt to rekindle the summertime joy, something lurks in the background, waiting until things reach a fever pitch before it strikes, before they strike. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, dear audience. We haven't even introduced the main characters yet of this tale. So we're gonna start with Aaron. Who are you? Introduce who you are, your pronouns, your character, their pronouns, and a short sentence about your character's thoughts on your dear friend Andy.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I use he, they pronouns. I will be playing Ari. They, he pronouns. Ari's super in love with Andy and misses him a lot.
Oh, that does hurt me very much deep down. So how about you, Fair? Who are you? Introduce who you are, pronouns, character, their pronouns, and what are your thoughts on Andy?
Hi, I'm Fair and I'm playing Carmilla. Our pronouns are she, her. Thoughts on Andy? I miss him every day. He was one of my closest friends, and I think my only regret is that our relationship didn't go past what it was when I wanted it to.
Interesting phrasing there about your relationship, whatever that means, but we'll find out about that. Don't you worry, audience, on regards to that. But now, without further ado, let's continue. Grief changes us in ways we never thought we could. It feels like a void in your life that you can never fill. It changes you, and for the moment, it seems that it might have changed you for the worse. Andy has sat in the back of your minds while you wake, behind your eyelids when you try to sleep, and at the bottom of your hearts as it beats, for 3 years now. You wonder sometimes if this is just a long, torturous nightmare that you just haven't woken up from yet. You haven't had the usual annual summer trip since, how could you? Jaden's family's summer home, a gorgeous beach house with a picturesque view, hasn't felt right since. Perhaps now memories can be remade. More positive ones, as everyone decided to get together again 3 years later and have a memorial for Andy of sorts and rekindle old friendships. Carmilla, your friend, situationship, secret lover has been lost and you have no idea how to process it. Still to this day. He had wanted to talk to you about something that night, and he had been a bundle of nerves, but you never found out what it was. That weighs on your mind still, but now it's just in the back of your head, very much like his face. You still remember it. Harry, not only has your dead crush evaporated from your life, but you wondered continuously if there was anything you could have done to change the outcome of that night. Maybe if you went to check on Andy sooner. They had been acting strangely, but it hadn't been too pressing. Still, the unrequited love has turned and festered into crushing guilt. It doesn't help that people thought you did something to Andy, though that was short-lived, perhaps. You had been the one to find him after all, but who knows? You know you didn't do anything, of course, but the uncertainty has made people wary of you during the time, and it made you feel isolated. But perhaps things will be different. You're trying to rekindle your friendship with everyone else. You're closest with Carmilla, but everyone else has been distant for one reason or another. But you're confident things will change now. It's early evening. The sun is setting over the line of the horizon, and the skies are painted with tones of orange, pink, and purple. The colors dance and the sun bounces off the reflective surface of the ocean. A bonfire is going outside of the house. A few people are outside, and some people are inside of the gorgeous beach home making drinks. So, who's inside? Who's outside? Or are you both together at this time? As the night presses on, music is playing in the background from the house, and loud enough for everybody to hear everywhere. Where do y'all think y'all are?
I definitely think that Carmilla is sort of kind of hovering near like the back door, like where like everybody's like outside, but she's more hanging out in the kitchen area, where the food is. Definitely like I think in the years since Andy has passed and like since they last saw each other, she's not as much of like a partier as she was before, and like I think there is, even though there's like an attempt to like not necessarily make things feel normal again, but sort of like make things a little more comfortable, but it still feels so awkward for her to be here, and like she can't stop looking at all the pictures of Andy on the wall.
So you're kind of the kitchen back area of the house, where the food is, and you're looking at any pictures of Jaden and Andy, because they are best friends. They were the best of friends. You didn't see the other without the other kind of situation. So you see that sparse with pictures of Jaden and his family. It's interwoven into the story of their friendship. Is Ari with you? Or it's just you?
I don't know. Is Ari with me?
I think Ari would actually. I think we'd probably be in the kitchen.
So you both would be in the kitchen together.
Yeah.
All right. So y'all are kind of There's a lull, there's a silence between the two of you, and it's not like an awkward one, it's just kind of naturally falling as Carmilla, you're looking at the pictures, and Ari, you're making a drink of sorts, or at least trying to. You're putting things together. There's a lot of soda, there's a lot of chasers, and there's a lot of alcohol. So all you know is that you've had clear liquors so far. So you're trying to stick to that versus switching it up. Um, and the silence continues on as you open the refrigerator and you find Coca-Cola.
It's weird being back here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weirdly uncomfortable and comfortable at the same time.
I think a little more uncomfortable than comfortable.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right, you know?
No, yeah, it doesn't. I almost didn't come, but Jaden can be very convincing.
Yeah, I only really came because you did, so
Oh. Why? You didn't have to.
I mean, you're like my best friend, so
I feel like Aries says that. Sorry. And like what hovers kind of like in between the lines is my only friend. But not necessarily like it's not necessarily I don't think it's necessarily 100% true, but like I do think because of like the past suspicion on Ari, and Aaron, please correct me if you think differently. But I imagine sort of like people are still a little standoffish with Ari.
yeah, no, that is exactly the undertone, like the under message of that is like, well, you're my only friend, so
Yeah.
Hmm. And it hangs in the air. You're my best friend, only friend. And y'all stare at each other, and maybe one of you gets ready to open your mouth to say something else after an awkward pause. And then you hear a noise coming from the living room. So, like, let's say, like, there's the kitchen area, and then there's a hallway that goes into the main living room area kind of situation. It's coming from there, and it sounds like a very sudden thump against a wall and a crashing sound.
look,
I thought everyone was outside.
From what you can tell, no one else came in. Like, usually everyone's been loud whenever they came in, like, yo, yo, yo,
Yeah.
what's up? Like kind of saying hi
Yeah.
that way.
Slamming
Hmm.
doors, everything
Slamming
like
doors. So maybe
not subtle.
someone did slam a door and something fell. So, like, do you all check it out?
yeah,
Uh
I'll go. It's fine.
Are you going by yourself?
Carmelo will follow behind Ari.
Yeah. So, Ari, before, let's say you're walking through the hallway down, and as you come through and surface into the living room, describe what you look like.
Uh, Erie has um light skin, um, a lot of facial piercings, a few facial tattoos, tattoos on his like neck and arms. Um, his hair is out in like natural curls with braids on the side. It's this like very dark black that fades into like it's it's very clear that they haven't dyed their hair in a very long time, but like it's still like it's faded out and it still has like blue at the tips. Um, so at least they put that much effort in. Um, uh, they're very gaunt in comparison to when everyone else probably saw them last, besides Carmilla. Um, and they have heterochromia, and one of their eyes is slightly fogged over in a very light blue, with a scar over their eye. So
Hmm. Hmm. And you crouch down and look over kind of situation because like it goes up. Let's say like this is a really tall floor to ceiling situation.
Mm-hmm.
And you're trying to figure out did something hit the wall kind of situation. And as you walk in and look, it's the wall of pictures, family pictures. They're nicely balanced. There's a nice little feng shui going on the wall. And as you're trying to figure out where it is, Carmilla, you come through as well. Can you describe what Carmilla looks like to me?
Yeah, so Carmilla is tall, about 5'8", um, with dark skin, dark hair, that are in like Senegalese twists. She also has like she has a septum piercing and like a couple of like like no nostril piercings on like the her right nostril, and then like just a bunch of cartilage piercings. Um, uh, she also has a lot of tattoos. They're mostly focused on like her arms. Like she has like both her arms are pretty like full sleeves more or less. And then like some kind of going over her chest area. It's like a lot of florals, some of like a maybe a little like bats, creepy but cute woodland animal type situations.
Oh.
Yeah, and so she steps out behind Ari, also looking around, trying to figure out what the noise was. And do we see anybody in the living room area?
You don't see anybody here. It's like I'm not gonna say fully messy. It looks like, hey, there are a bunch of like 20 something year olds that have apparently been here for a little bit. So there's like blankets strewed about, there's like empty beer cans, there's empty glasses and solo cups. Um, and no one's here. But when you both look around and you're trying to find out what happened, um, kind of either at the same time or right after each other, you notice that there is an empty spot where there's a nail in the wall. It looks like it's partially bent in an odd direction, like bent down. Something fell. And then you look down of the natural trajectory of where this might have fallen, and there's a picture frame that fell facing the floor. And the shatter fall sound you realize is this picture.
That's weird.
uh, we got like earthquakes around here or something. What the fuck?
Well, I mean, if there were earthquakes, wouldn't more pictures be on the ground?
So I just don't want to think about the fact that a random picture frame just fell, and we're gonna have to explain that we didn't do it.
I
And just
mean,
as you say that, the door opens to the front, which leads into the living room. You see a hulking frame of like a tall guy, built like a linebacker, probably because he was or was going to be. Dark skin, like really short curly hair that just has the sides shaved. It's like otherwise somewhat kempt, someone not kempt. Uh, Dark brown eyes. He's backing into the house, probably carrying stuff in his arms. You know this to be Jaden. Jaden's like, "Hey, yo, what's up? I'm coming in. I need help." And he turns, and he looks at both of you. He is carrying like bottles, like Pepsi and Coke bottle, in one arm, and then like empty glasses in another, between two fingers. And he's like, what's up? Why are you standing there?" And he looks
oh,
down and sees the picture frames, like, "Oh shit, uh, what happened?" And he puts it down on like the entertainment system area, like puts it down. Kind of, there's a moment of like joy of like friends around to like concern and confusion. Puts it down and reaches for the picture and lifts it up. And you both see what he picked up. It's a picture of Andy, just Andy. And the glass is shattered, essentially. Um, Probably because it just fell face forward onto the ground. And he is like, ah, shit. Clears the glass, takes the picture out carefully. Uh, Damn, looks up. You know what happened?
No.
No, we heard the noise and came out to. We just got over here to check when you came in. The nails bent weirdly.
And he looks up, he narrows his eyes. Yeah, huh. Weird. We've been having some weird stuff happen in this house kind of ever since a little bit. So, like, don't even trip. Like, the
What
pictures
do
keep
you?
falling kind of
What do you?
situation.
All of the pictures
Not
keep
all of
falling?
them, just randomly, like, just falling. Like, I've had to replace it a few times. And he, like, dusts off the picture to make sure there's no, like, bits of glass,
Mm-hmm.
puts it down, takes the picture frame. Uh, Everyone else is outside. I know food, like, most of the food is done or anything like that, but y'all need anything?
No.
I'm good.
All right.
Thanks.
Like, his eyes linger on you, Ari, for a little bit. Unreadable expression. Nods, then goes into the kitchen. To Picks up the soda bottles and the empty glasses, brings them back. And like, I'm gonna clean up this place a little bit. People keep on not naming their solo cups. I don't understand why I bought a marker in the first place. And he's just kind of like rambling as he's like walking down to put stuff away. And y'all are left alone again as he like goes to
Carmella's
the
gonna
kitchen.
kill me.
So yeah, y'all left, and you see that picture of Andy, just Andy, um, there.
Uh, I do pick up the picture after a moment just to look at it. I think it's maybe not necessarily the one that I was looking at while I was like in the kitchen, but like maybe like when we're in the living room, probably the one that I look at the most because it is just him and not
Hmm.
just in a cluster of other people. Um, what is like? It's a picture of him, but like, what is he doing? Is it just him like posing, standing?
It looks like it's a very pleasant, cute picture of Andy. Like it looks like he was in the middle of doing something. Let's say this was his era of trying to figure out if he wanted to be full hipster or not and double down on like learning guitar. Acoustic wise, he was going to be that dude that like played Wonderwall at parties. Um,
No.
and this is him attempting and failing very badly. And he's like doing that weird, like cringy grin at the camera. Um, you kind of remember this moment. Jaden took this picture after saying like, "Dude, what are you doing? Like, stop. This is not who you are." Is like kind of like the whole thing they made
Yeah.
fun of. And
Show
he was
us
like,
what you
"Yeah,
stuck
you're
down. It's not
right."
you.
So like he was like, "Yeah, you're right. This isn't me." So it's like that
Oh.
smile that he has. It's showing the teeth, and it is a charming smile, but it also is like a lopsided one. And you just
Mm-hmm.
remember those green eyes, like wrinkle lines on the side of his eyes as he's grinning. Um, like a handsome boy in general, and has like sandy blonde hair. That's kind of like partially wavy, shoulder length, and it's pulled into like a bun, like kind of like a messy
Mm-hmm.
bun in the back. He's trying to grow it out at the time. Um, it's just a really nice picture. How do you feel?
In this, when I'm looking at the picture and I'm remembering the moment, it does bring a smile to my face. But then almost immediately, it just disintegrates and I feel sad all over again because I can't help but think about like all of the potential that was lost because he's gone.
Yeah. How about you, Ari?
Um, I think noticeably Ari hasn't really been looking around at people or the pictures, but does look at this image uh for a moment and then looks up at Carmilla and just turns their attention elsewhere, knowing what they know. Um,
Hmm. Um, Good to know. Carmilla,
Mhm.
can you roll for me? You are rolling, from what I can tell, just one dice, unless you want to count that as a scar, because this is a beautiful memory that you're remembering. But
Yeah,
it hurts now.
I'll count that as a scar.
Okay, so we're gonna mark that element as lost potential.
Okay. Is
Two
that two
dice.
die then?
You roll two dice. And whatever
Uh,
the highest number is, that's what you give me.
it's a three.
Oh, three. That's the so it's just that's the highest one out of
Mm-hmm.
the two.
The
All
other one
right,
was a
we're starting
two.
strong. Okay, cool. I increased my dread by one. There's nothing I
Oh,
could do. It's okay.
there's
I
nothing.
can't do anything. I can't do anything with that yet.
I don't
Um,
trust you.
you're fine. You're fine. Um, you feel that lost potential, regret bleeding in. You miss that face. You miss being able to witness that smile. You even miss how bad this motherfucker was with like pulling those strings. Like he could not
So
figure
bad.
out how to he could not figure it out. He just
He
couldn't.
was so uncoordinated.
And it showed. This is the one time where like, yeah, he's uncoordinated with most things, but this was by far what took the cake of his
Yeah.
uncoordination. And he realized it, but he still kept that guitar and he still wanted to try, regardless, even if it never happened. And it hurts. But then you feel like on the back of your neck, someone watching you. Kind of like that feeling comes up immediately. But you're in the house. The only other person that's here is Ari and Jaden, who's cleaning up right now.
Hmm.
And they're not looking at you. But you get that feeling that eyes are on you.
Uh, yeah, I'll still holding the picture, look around, just to see, and then I think sort of naturally in this moment, like where I'm feeling very, like, very heartbroken, I maybe just chalk it up to like, I don't want to say paranoia, but like just like not being in the right state of mind. Like there's no one here watching me. That doesn't make sense. Maybe I think it's maybe being self-conscious in the moment that I'm like not doing well in front of other people and I don't normally do that.
Okay. And there are more people. Maybe like someone is around or whatever it is. But the feeling's there and it kind of stays longer than you're expecting. And then it kind of fades. Um, and you're looking down at the picture just as Jaden comes back, wipes his hands and looks at both of you. When like just stares between you, he sees you're holding the picture, gives a very sympathetic look. Hey, why don't we like I was hoping we could do a thing actually for Andy, like just a quick like pour one out from talk about him around the fire a little bit, and then like kind of release some built up stuff, say the things we want to say about them, and then go continue the party if y'all are down for that.
yeah,
I
that seems healthy.
Why is it?
uh
It does it? Is it not? Like looks at
No,
you
that was
very.
genuine.
Oh, that was genuine. I just wanted to. Okay, like he's like, cool. Is
I I think he would like that.
yeah, same. Uh, everyone else is out there. Chris, Blair. I know some other people decided not to come because still tender. Totally understand, but yeah, let's just go. He starts walking. He walks past y'all and leaves the door open for you, like holds it for both of you, um, and closes the door. After looking in, like, did you bring the picture with you, or are you just like leaving it in the living room?
No, I'm taking it like I
You
taking
are
it with
taking it with you.
me. Mm-hmm.
I mean, notices that you do, um, and his face, it kind of is like he gets it, but also he's hiding how he feels in general about his friend. You're used to that look by him. Closes the door behind both of you. The way that this house is set up is like it's an elevated home for the sake of like if there's like high tide or something like that. So like there it's on columns. Very structurally sound, even though it doesn't look like it is. So like tall steps that like you walk down and takes a little bit of time before y'all get to the sandy walk on the wood planks, and then you get to the sandy part. And you see people have like a fire going, and you see Chris, who's like lounged back on one of those pool chairs, which is like now built for beaches. Like there's just it's just made of wood and it's white, and he's just lounged back. He's got red eyes, bloodshot. He's clearly drunk and or high. Um, he's having a great time, and he's just like, "Hey, yo, my man, Jaden, you back, bud?" Jaden's like, I was gone for like 2 minutes, dude. As he walks past him, he's like, yeah, I know, whatever. You see Blair across from him in another chair, and she's hunched over. She's like artsy vibe, bohemian, has um, like long blonde hair that has like half red, half blonde. So like utilize the blonde to like color her hair. Probably experimentally so because you're used to Blair being a little bit more like keeps her natural hair color, doubling down on the artsy vibes, but it looks like maybe she's being experimental with stuff. Then she looks up at both of you and smiles and waves as she's doing a sketch. What you can tell is like she's doing a sketch of the sunset. Um, and Chris has like black rim glasses, wavy black hair, tan skin. Uh, he looks like he usually wears like very bookish nerdy style with a hoodie and like a t-shirt, but since it's hot, he has like the hoodie tied around his waist, and he's just super cozy and comfortable. A little too much in terms of like, yeah, I am going to black out eventually. That is what his goal is. There's two chairs for you, and then there's just Jaden is standing. He doesn't plan on sitting, it looks like. Um, and he stands in front of the fire, back to the shore kind of situation, as he's like gesturing for y'all to sit.
I'll take a seat.
Yeah,
Mm.
same.
Yeah, you do. And he nods. He's like, not to be awkward or anything like that, but I mean, I kind of just want to rip this band-aid off and just talk about the obvious. Um, 3 years ago, Andy died here. I really just wanted to get us all back together because I miss y'all. I miss all of you. Obviously, I miss Andy. But that motherfucker was like the light of the party, you know? You wouldn't like to see us like this. And he like points to Chris. And Chris is like, what? Like, what do you mean? He's like, dude, like, yeah, you like weed, but you didn't like it this much before. And he was like, that's fair. But it's been a rough few years of looking for work. I'm stressed out, dude. Like, come on now. It's like, that's fair. But still, I missed y'all. And I want to give a proper send off with all of you. Not shrouded in mystery, not at the funeral, through tears. I just want to pour out one for my friend, if you don't mind. And he like produces like a beer bottle. I don't know what Andy's favorite beer would have been, and I don't know if Andy's a beer person. So it's gonna no, you know what? It's gonna be a cider, but has like the basic of apple ciders. Angry Orchard. And he pops it open with like his keychain ring kind of situation. It's like, does anyone want to say anything? Like I've been talking for a while. So does anyone like points to you, Carmilla, who's still holding the picture? Did you want to say something?
Um, yeah, she doesn't stand up. She's not like a public speaking type of person. Er, and after a moment says, "It's been hard without him. I know we can all say the same. I There's not a day I wake up and I don't immediately think about him. And there's not a day that goes by that I don't wish we had answers. He brought so much joy to everyone's life. And now it just feels like there's a hole. I miss him. And I pour some out.
You pour one out. Jaden nods. Does that whole trying to steal his emotions thing, but kind of failing. Yeah. Roll for me, please.
Just one or...
If you want to use the element lost potential, you can. Oh,
Okay.
also before you do that, increase your anxiety
Yes.
by 2 because
Oh.
because of the first time, but you don't have to keep doing that every time. Like once you
Okay.
um
I
make
did
an
it,
element,
and now it's part
you
of
did
me.
it. You don't have to keep opening that wound.
Okay.
So you have 2 now.
Ooh, okay, 5.
Ooh, you got a 5. That's good. You achieve a lesser version, like that feeling of being watched comes up again, and it feels more pressing this time. Like it's more immediate feeling, like it is there, but it could be anybody here because everyone is looking at you. Um, and it stays for a little bit, and then it kind of fades away
Uh,
as you pour one
I have a
out.
question about that. Does it feel like malicious anyway, or is just like, is it just watching? Like, do I get any vibes coming off of this, like, sensation?
It's very sitting and waiting for something to happen, but they're waiting for something specific to happen, and they're looking at you for it.
Is it sitting and waiting, like, curious to know what's going to happen next, or is it sitting and waiting, like, predator waiting for prey?
You got a 5.
Okay.
Those are good questions, though. So, you pour one out, the feeling passes. You look over your shoulder a little bit, uh, but you don't notice anything. The only thing that you do after you do look over your shoulder is you see those, and this is something you're used to with coming to this beach house all the time,
Mm-hmm.
like in general, whenever the summer came around. You see 5 bleached white trees, boneyard trees, essentially. They have been scorched by the sun, and they are close to like the shoreline. Like if the tide starts rolling in, and you've seen this before, that it would roll up and kind of cover the base. It's like they're reaching up for just anything. They're reaching up for sun, water, but the things that they're getting isn't what they need. Gravitate and you look at it for a little bit, but like you're like, okay, like go back to what you're doing, just shake it off. Ari, you're sitting next to Carmilla, so Jaden gravitates to look to you next. Did you want to say something?
I think this is the first time Ari kind of like looks at everyone. I miss him. Probably more than it's hard. I haven't been good with words since. Because life is hard and I I don't know, I can't get him out of my head and it sucks and I miss him and I wish he was here because he is better at these things than any of us. And I will take a swallow of my drink and then not dump all of it out.
Pour a
Very,
decent amount.
yeah, most of it, but not all of it. Very clearly, like, no, I want to finish this.
You say he's better at this than most of us here, and then you see Chris lounging, not even sitting up straight, lifting his beer. Here, here. Blair nods knowingly. Then Jaden, small smile on his face after saying that. That's for sure. I agree. You pour a little bit out. You don't pour it. You want this drink, but you pour a respectable amount for a pour out for someone. Roll for me, Ari.
Oh boy, okay. 6. Just like that. Look at that.
Nicely done. All right, so you do the pour out, and you feel similar to what Carmilla felt. You didn't know Carmilla was feeling this, obviously, so this is the first time you're feeling this. But it happens really fast. Like someone's looking at you, giving you a once-over, and realizing you don't, at the moment, have what you need. Or you don't have what they're looking for, essentially. So kind of like pass over. Like, okay. And then keep looking.
I just kind of like look around, like, what the fuck? Very audibly, like, what the fuck? But, well, like, mumble to myself, but, you know.
Who are you next to? Carmilla definitely hears that. Like, what? And Blair, it's like, what is it?
You know, jumping at shadows, I think.
Yeah, same. She does put her art pad down and pencil and stuff like that and stands. And she's like, I don't know how to do any of these things. Andy was a tortured artist just like me. He wasn't really good at art. I tried to teach him how to even do stick figures or just the basics of facial structure. He didn't know how to do that, but he really did want to make something. He wanted to be creative. He was inspired by the things that we were doing. And he just couldn't make it, but there was like that passion in his eyes to want to make something, to want to leave his marker on something. And I think that was more commendable. I know he was going to find his thing, whatever that is. But they never did. I would put up with another round of his horrible sketches again, and I would do it over and over again if it meant that he was still here with us. She takes the last bit of her drink because she's drunk a decent amount, pours the rest out, and then like slowly sits back down and focuses on her art. Like she's hearing y'all, but like doesn't want to look back up. And you, Ari, I think you see that her eyes are starting to get a little glassy, a little watery, a bit, but holding it in. Chris looks over through his like black rim glasses. It's kind of like a skew on his face as he looks over at Jaden, and Jaden looks down at him like, bro, kind of situation. He's like, fine. Stands up, makes a hole spectacle of it. Hands on his knees, slaps it, stands up, cracks his back. Andy was the man. I miss him. He knew how to, as weird and awkward as he could be, he knew how to have fun at a party. He knew how to make people laugh. It's a weird sense of humor, dude. But no one can make me laugh like he could. And kind of suddenly, like, there's a turn of, like, tears. Like, not fully breaching the under of his eye, but he's like, he was the goat, man. As he's trying not to, like, cry, and he, like, puts his hand up. He's like, Jaden's like, oh, come on, guy. And, like, he walks over, puts a hand on his shoulder, pats him. He's like, it just happened, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't know he was sick or had problems, man. Like, he was healthy as a fucking horse. How do you just do that? How do you just drop like that? Like, if anyone, no one deserved it. He didn't deserve that. Fuck, okay. Anyway, to Andy, man. To the goat. And he's drunk enough.
Goat.
Hmm?
To the fucking goat.
Jaden grins. To the fucking goat. And Chris pours into the sand. And y'all can hear the tide roll up. You can see the sun is like almost fully set. The sky is bleeding into colors before it's slowly starting to darken. And Jaden touches under his eye. Anyway, party! Yeah, like, I know I suggested this and stuff, and I didn't, you know, I should have known better, but, like, let's just de-stress, have fun. You know, like, there might be other people coming later, whenever they want, because we'll be here for a little bit, but, you know, like, let's have a blast. And, like, he goes to his phone, turns up the volume on the Bluetooth speaker that's in the house so that we can all hear it. This is the only house on this beach. So it seems like this is, like, given the vibe of this is a private beach. But it's just a house built on an old beach, is the best way to put it. It's a long walk. So, like, you can go for a nice beach walk, and then you see in the distance it's surrounded by forest on one side. Nice walking path over there. And then the other side goes on for miles until, like, there's a potentially another house down, but, like, it is a distance. Like, it's a nice track. If one wants to go for a long walk and get lost. But no one has time for that. We're trying to be here with each other kind of situation. What do y'all do as the music turns back up? Party music blaring. And Chris wipes his eyes, is like, goes, finishes his drink, pops open another one, adjusts his glasses. What do y'all do?
I think Ari kind of looks at Blair and hesitates to offer comfort before just turning their attention over to Carmilla.
So you turn to Blair, you're like looking like, should I do something? And then you choose not to?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard.
It's hard. She doesn't notice you. It's like she's hyper focused on this picture, and you turn and get ready to turn to Camilla, and then Blair says, like, I'm really trying to, like, make it, you know. And she says, apparently she did notice that you were looking at her.
Oh. I think you could.
Lifts up, puts her pencil down. Yeah, art school sucks, okay? But maybe I can make my mark in the art community or something. Like, I was thinking of going to New York. Like, there's these really cool, like, rival artists out there, and it's they're so badass, and I just kind of want to be in their light, you know. And then also like I want to I want to do my best instead of just try my hardest, kind of live a life that someone else couldn't live, you know.
I think you could probably go to New York and do that. I mean, I think
Or
art,
LA or like Seattle, like, you know, like there's so many art scenes, but like
I'm gonna hit you with something. Have you thought about Ohio maybe or something?
Ohio.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. All of those places are so expensive, and art is already so hard.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
And I truly don't want you having to work 4 jobs to afford a tiny apartment, while you try and live your dream in a city full of artists, quote unquote, because I guess people can walk in and tape a banana to a painting, and that's fine. That's art, you know? That's it's pretentious and it's
It is
bogus.
pretentious. You're right. You're
You
right.
could have a
But
really successful career as an artist in like Nebraska.
you're
This
already
isn't a
crushing my
comfort.
dream. You're crushing my dreams, Ari.
I'm so
Jesus.
sorry. Uh God, listen. I mean, you could go to New York. I think you could make it in New York really well.
It might not happen anytime soon, but I am gonna keep on building on my portfolio at the very least.
Yeah.
Maybe an artist in residency or something. Like just something.
Just
I just
start
can't.
applying to galleries
I can start applying galleries. I have
all
time.
over.
Yeah. And she nods and continues doing art. How are you doing? What are you up to?
Life-wise,
Mm-hmm.
well, I don't. Dropping out of college kind of sucked, so um, trying to figure out what to do with an associate's in art. So,
You can always go back. And also like, you know, points to Jaden who's like kind of helping Chris to the best of his ability. Also dropped out
yeah,
and missed the draft, so
yeah. I'm not really. I mean, I guess we could probably talk about like what he's been doing. I've been doing remote work for the most part, logos and such.
that's cool though.
So it's not as fun as I wish it was.
But it's something.
Yeah, it pays the bills.
Are
It's,
you never mind. And like goes back to doing art.
it's a,
Um, it hit you hard. It hit us all hard, but it really hit you hard.
yeah, it was rough. I think Aries' eyes focus over to like the underneath of the house kind of thing and just takes like a big deep breath and breathes out very slowly. It's not fun. And therapy's expensive, so
Yeah, she reaches over and puts a hand on your shoulder and arm, uh, trying to comfort you the way that you kind of almost tried to comfort her,
yeah.
and rubs. It's gonna be okay. Grief is horrible. I think we all know that, but we can lean on each other.
Yeah.
Like that's the
I'm
kind of the whole point of this whole trip is to like reconnect.
really surprised I was invited, given the Jin and I are on the friendliest of terms.
What do you mean?
I just maybe it's made up in my head.
Why? What's that? Like, am I missing something?
Well, after it happened, people blamed me. So, and I think, listen, I love y'all, I really do, but I don't, that sticks. Like, if somebody accuses your friend of, like, killing another one of your friends, that kind of just sticks in your mind. Um,
I
so
forgot that that happened.
I'm so sorry that I had to remind you.
No, I had a moment, and I know Jaden definitely had his moment. He couldn't believe that his friend would just drop dead
Yeah.
from something unknown. And I think he's finally come to terms with that. I think that it's okay. And maybe you can broach the conversation with him.
Yeah, maybe after he's done dealing with Chris.
Yeah.
But I don't know how long
And we
that's
have
gonna take.
time. Like, we got time this week. So
It's true.
he might be trying to apologize. That's why he's being a weird, standoffish dad about it. So
He does have real bad dad energy, and he's younger than me.
he didn't used to. Like, looking back at Jaden, who's like rubbing Chris's back, who looks like he's getting ready to throw up. And he's just like, yeah, yeah. Um, Later, she
Yeah,
nods and then gives you a knowing smile, but I'm sorry at the very least.
I
Of
appreciate that.
So yeah, she nods and goes back to sketching. Carmilla, you kind of left to your own devices. It seemed that like Ari was going to get ready to talk to you, but then uh, Blair kind of was like, "Hey, I saw you trying to comfort. Let me do the same back," kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
And your eyes gravitate towards that picture, and you can't really quite look away because memories are flooding in a little bit. Then you quickly look away. You're like, nope, I'm not going to do that to myself. Why would I do that to myself? I already did my cry. I did my pour out. That means that we can move on. We can talk about it and move on. And you look out at the water, and you're torn between like getting Aries' attention or maybe Jaden's attention, even if he's trying to help this emotional mess of a man, Chris. What do you want to do? Like, what are you planning on doing while this is happening?
I think that for a while I'm sitting there listening to Ari and Blair, my apologies, um, and but also watching like the spectacle that is Chris and Jaden because it's just like it is somewhat entertaining, and I think if I was in like a better headspace, it would be very funny to me to just watch. It would be like a slapstick comedy. Um, and I think after a moment, I get up and like I think I'll walk towards like the shoreline, if that's possible.
Yeah,
Uh,
not high tide yet. But like you're like oh, just walking, kind of hands like crossed as like you're walking out, trying to like kind of in a way self-soothing, holding yourself,
yeah,
taking a moment to yourself as you walk. And let's say it's like mm, a few paces ahead, so like
hmm,
not terribly far.
yeah,
But just enough to know like, hey, y'all can see me, but I just need a moment to myself.
yeah.
Um,
That's exactly like I don't want to go too far away. Like I want to like make sure like I can still see the house and see everyone, but also just like need to not be around everyone else's emotions right now.
mhm. So you're getting away from the slapstick comedy, crying mess that's Chris, away
hmm
from the dad friend that used to not be the dad friend, Jaden. You're getting away from uh, starving artist trying not to be starving artist Blair and awkward Ari who's trying to reconnect with friends, and it's kind of starting to work, even if it is still a little awkward.
Yeah.
And you're taking it and you're like, okay, man, I wish Andy was here, or that like maybe eventually you'll talk to somebody when people are free. And you're kind of hoping also like maybe more people will show up in terms of friends that that used to be here, but you're not holding out hope in regards to that because you can't think of anyone off the top of your head. Can you roll for me?
Okay.
It's just one, unless you want to. Lost potential I don't think works for this, but just one.
Okay. 4.
Ooh, okay, so it's a partial success. Then you cross your arm, looking off as the sun goes down past the. You just see like the last bit of that glowing orange as it dips below, and you hear a voice next to you, and it's warm at first, and it says, "Carmilla."
I look around.
You look over. Mm-mm. You don't see anybody. Maybe it was the shore. Maybe it was like the water, like whispering, kind of. You hold yourself tighter, and you're like, "That was weird." Then you hear it again. "Carrie."
Did it say Carrie?
Mm-hmm.
Like Carry? Carrie?
Mm-hmm.
Or okay.
Nickname that Andy gave you. Shorthand.
Mm. I think I'm still doing like a lot of self-soothing gestures, like rubbing at my elbows and my forearms and like like almost folding in on myself as I look around because I'm like, is this just like, am I actually hearing this, or is this just what I want to hear right now?
You wait to see if you hear it again as you self-soothe, and maybe it was the waves, but the second time was a little clearer, and it was off to your right hand side. And then it comes from the front, as if someone's standing in front of you.
Uh-huh.
And you hear it say, "You have to get out of here."
There's like a moment of hesitation. Because again, it's just like, your mind wanting to protect you from something. Like, and like make, like, try to logic your way out of this. But like, hearing potentially your name is different from a whole sentence. And like whether or not this is actually happening, I think at some point, whatever it is, it could just be like an instinct thing manifest. I think like she hesitates, like I hesitate for a moment, and then I turn around and run back up to the house. Like, no.
That's valid. That is a very understandable reaction to that.
Yeah, like either it's just like a figment of my imagination, or like it, like whatever it is, like it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know what this is. It's either instinct or like figment of my imagination or something, but it's like maybe I should not be alone.
And for a moment, as you're registering it, it does feel like someone is standing in front of you. But all you feel is like that closeness presence. You don't see anything. And you back up and you kind of hold out your hands like, no, I am going to be around people now. Maybe this is not the time to be alone. And you stiffly turn tail and you walk back. Ari, as you're finishing your conversation with Blair, you look to your right and you notice that Carmilla's not there, but you do sense that like she stood up. She probably walked ahead. You know that she's nearby. And then you look to the front past the fire, and then you see Carmilla kind of like briskly walking, holding herself, and makes eye contact with you over the fire as she like walks up.
I just kind of immediately, it's it's the guilt playing into it, I think, of how quickly I get up and move towards Carmilla. Just to no, just can't happen again.
Ooh, oh, I see. Ooh, it hurt me. Um, you walk over and there's like a, you want to describe it, Carmilla? Like, is it like a haunted look? Is it like a, that was weird look? Like,
It,
what is it?
it's like a mixture of things. It's like confusion, trying to sort of reason out with herself like what she just experienced, but also like a panic that seems like it's slowly building into like terror, almost like an animal that's been backed into a corner. Like
That's a,
my eyes just darting around, almost like I'm looking for like a way to escape at this
mm,
point.
right. So, Air, you definitely see that. There, the panic is there
Yeah.
over all those other emotions. And what do you say?
Uh, hey, Carmilla, are you okay? What's going on? Like,
I shouldn't have come here. I don't think I should have come here.
why? What's going on? What happened?
I I swear I just heard his voice. I telling me to leave.
What did he tell you to? Well, that's that's really weird. I'm not. Hey, I just kind of pull her. I like open my arms. Like, do you want a hug? To know that you're here?
I think she's like, I'm like still doing like self-soothing, like again, like arms sort of folded, but then like with arms folded, sort of like kind of
Yeah.
lean up against into the arms, like
Yeah.
like a kid.
Just hold. I just hold her in my arms. Like, it's okay. Hey, it's a lot. Um. And hey, I just want you to know, whatever you heard, I don't think your brain is bad for it. Does that make sense?
Uh,
Just in
yeah.
case you're like thinking that to yourself that you're like crazy or something. Uh,
Oh no,
okay, good.
no.
Grief does a lot, so it's okay. Hey, you're here.
I just, I swear, it was so clear. I don't. Maybe I just wanted to hear it.
Ari kind of like shrugs and uh, I get that. I used to hear him a lot when it first happened. Uh, and it's scary, I think, more so than anything, to hear something and not and know that it's gone, you know? Um,
Uh huh.
what did he say?
He called out to me. First, my full name, and then the nickname he gave me. And then it said, "You have to get out of here."
Your instincts are telling you to go, right?
My instincts told me not even to come.
Yeah, that makes sense. You ever sit there and you like look at our surroundings and like the boneyard tree and you're like, oh man, this is like really good horror movie. And then you're like, no, that can't happen. I don't like it. I watch too many horror movies and I think it's getting to me.
Yeah,
With the picture frame and then you hearing voices, that's not great. That's not good. I don't like it.
Aerie, are you looking at the boneyard trees?
Uh, yes, I will take a look towards them.
It's like, oh yeah, I like the boneyard trees, and like you're listing stuff about like, oh yeah, I like the
Yeah.
picture frame fell, and then your eyes naturally gravitate towards where they are, and you notice, and you're trying to like make sure, like, wait a minute, one, two, three, four. Aren't there five? Aren't there supposed to be five?
Fuck.
One. You do it again. Three, four, five. And at this point, the the water has come up to like the where their roots are essentially. So even if you wanted to check if there's a hole there to verify, you can't. There's four. Pretty sure there was five. You've been here several times, hanging out before.
Hey, not to freak you out really bad, but just a quick clarification here for myself.
Mhm.
There's always been 5 trees, right?
What?
And Airy, I just gesture towards where the boneyard trees are. There's always been 5 trees, right?
I mean, I guess.
Roll for it, both of you.
Oh, wait.
You're uneasy still.
I got 6. Yes.
I
Amazing.
got a 2.
Awesome. All right, so dread goes up for me by
Fuck.
1. Ari, you're like, you know what? Maybe it was 4. Maybe it was 4. You know, like maybe like I misremembered because like it's been a lot. But then as you're trying to like assure yourself that like maybe I got it wrong, Camilla's eyes like widen slowly as she's like verifying. No, there's supposed to be 5. You remember very clearly that there's supposed to be 5.
Yeah, there's. That's weird. I don't know if there was 5 earlier.
I think there was.
You're not sure. You can't quite remember because you weren't really focusing on it today. It could be like the water knocked it over. They were like hanging on by a thread in terms of staying upright. So maybe it got knocked over with the tide rolling in.
It's weird. Maybe it's, I don't know, natural things.
I can't even begin to start guessing.
And then you
Yeah,
hear
that's-
from the house. Yo, you both are coming back in, like gonna make some drinks. Unless y'all want to still stay out here and stuff like that. It seems like people are kind of to themselves dying down. Like we could like watch some like a movie or something. Like Jaden calls.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely not staying out here.
No.
No, we're not staying out here. He sees you both are like just for flavor and fun because y'all are still holding each other, or like at
Yeah.
least Aries holding you. Y'all turn and y'all see everyone is looking at you, and then pretends that they didn't see y'all holding each other. It's just like, yeah, what's up?
I
We should
do want
go.
to put the mental image of the fact that Ari is 5'2".
Oh, fuck. I forgot.
That's amazing.
Face fully in just titties.
Yeah, that's
That
real
makes
hard
it-
not to be.
That makes it better to me. Where it's just like you're not really thinking about it, but boy does it look away to everybody else. And they're like,
Oh boy.
oh, yeah, we should go in. Yeah, like I can make you a drink. Jaden says, like both of you. It looks like Chris is done for the night. Sees Chris leaning against him. He's like one arm over his shoulder, leaning in to his chest. He's like, "Hey, big guy." He's like, "Yeah,
Why
yeah,
did-
yeah. Relax, relax."
Why didn't any of us think to go into like medical degrees so we could have IVs on hand? What
You know what? That's a good question.
the fuck?
Not my bag. Also very expensive.
Extremely
that's true.
expensive, yeah. Blair jumps up to her feet, like, "Yeah, let's just hang in for the night."
Yeah.
And that unsettling feeling of like, hey, maybe the tree knocked over, you were hearing voices. Grief does some horrible things, so maybe you were just hearing his voice. And maybe being back here for your Camilla triggered it. Triggered the grief more than it has been. And y'all walk up the stairs and you go in as the sun continues, well, finishes its descent. And the from lighter blues to darker blues, it starts turning into night. And y'all settle in. Jaden waits for everybody else to go in, closes the door behind you, all of you. Locks up and does the checking everything kind of situation, normally so. And Chris stretches out fully on the couch, which is enough for 4 people. Like it's like a sectional, but he takes the long part of the sectional. Blair takes the Chase version of it and just kind of side eyes him, like, come on, man. But there's enough chairs, so it's fine. And Jaden puts on what's a good, like, give me like a good TV show that y'all can binge and put on the background. I'm gonna like The Circle or Love Island or something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say some kind of really bad reality show.
I was
that,
like,
that's
Love is Blind.
Yeah, Love is Blind, The Ultimatum for sure. Like just one of those. Like I don't even watch I tried watching them. I just can't get into it. But like I know that people just mindlessly watch. Like
yeah, so Love Island is
one
put
of those.
up. And then like it's one of those things where Jaden's like flipping through, and then it settles on it, tilts his head like I guess that it's mindless enough. Puts it down on the coffee table, and he's like, "I'll make y'all drinks. Be right back." Goes into the kitchen. I would say you both are like sitting near each other. As the night presses on, chatter happens. The hours tick on. Let's say like by the time the sun fully set, it was like 8-ish. So it's the time keeps going. You'll watch a few episodes, 9:30, 10. Chris is out like a light. Blair is still doing art, but like looking up ever so often and like making commentary about like why would he do this? Why would she do this? Why are they like this? And you all are like agreeing as like people are making really silly decisions. And uh by the time obviously Jade enjoys you after making drinks. And y'all kind of you tell me, do y'all like sleep where you are kind of situation? Or do you like because there's an upstairs where like there's guest rooms and stuff like that? Or what?
Um, I would feel comfortable just falling asleep where I am. Like I don't know. After the experience I just had, I'm not sure if I want to be alone.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think everyone else agrees. Like so like people are getting blankets and like drinking themselves into sleeps like Chris is, or like just naturally fading like Blair is. Jaden's in like an armchair.
I think Aries
And
kind of sitting on the floor and it's just like at this point probably has moved closer to like be able to sit next to Carmilla and like on the floor is fine on the floor. Especially for sleep, that's fine. And is has been having periodic commentary about this show and it's just like, why can't they just understand? Why you ever wonder why it's always like, oh, you have to be in a couple and not like a throuple? What's up with that? What the fuck is that about? Doesn't make any sense. And he's talking to no one.
just talking out, just like talking to the air. If Carmel's listening, it is not providing extra commentary. Like maybe at the start, but as the time went on, you're like, this is just nice background noise to have along.
This is what he does at home.
I love. Seems like you can tell me. You both are staying up, or are you naturally passing out?
I'm not going to like intentionally stay awake. I am gonna just let sleep come
You're
when it
letting sleep
comes
come.
though.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Ari, are you for funsies? Are you just taken with the show still as everyone else is fading?
I think a little bit. I think
Okay.
there's a part of me that really wants to have like us have had like, pot brownies, and
Amazing.
I've had at least two.
For funsies, I think that Chris made like bought them with him, like in terms of
Yeah.
made them for this trip. So everyone's asleep and it's just you and you're making commentary to nobody as you're like watching the episode still and it's going on. Roll for me, please.
Yeah, my boy did not take his meds. His sleepy time meds. I rolled a 6.
Nice. So you succeed and you're just man, like what's going on? Like why would they make this decision? Why can't it be like this? Like why is this happening?
Why are they
Why
so
does a show like
hypocritical?
this exist in the first place? Well, that's kind of fun though. And then you're just kind of like talking out
Yeah.
loud, and you feel like someone's sitting next to you on the floor.
Oh, there's like chairs available, right? Like you can go sit over there.
And you say that out loud, and then a voice comes like, "But I'm trying to sit next to you."
Oh, oh, it's my turn, huh?
What are you
Ooh.
doing when you hear this?
Right. I just close my eyes and sigh. I've already been through this. You don't have to I know that this is just a part of my brain trying to fill in the empty space. I'm used to it. It's okay. I'm not alone this time though, so you don't have to be here.
A hand reaches out and turns your head to look at the person sitting next to you. This would be a sixth person that wasn't
Yeah.
here before. And you see light tan skin, striking green eyes, sandy blonde hair. Those eyes are demanding that you listen kind of situation.
Yeah.
Very pale looking. Like very sickly. But looking very present in the moment. I need you to listen. And don't scream, please.
Okay.
You need to get out of here.
Why?
You're not safe here. No one is safe here. You need to leave.
Why aren't we safe? What happened?
Looks around. Looks through the front, window kind of situation. I didn't die by accident, okay?
Yeah, you died from a brain aneurysm.
No, what? No, I didn't.
Yeah, that's what they said.
That's not what happened.
What happened?
And you see, as they're trying to think about it, you see, them become more transparent. And they look down at themselves. I don't remember. I just know that it was fucking terrifying. Okay?
You can't leave again.
I can't determine that. Ari, I can't. And he
I
fades
think
more.
Ari just starts crying, weeping.
Don't do that, please. Don't do that, okay? I'm trying to stay here and help y'all, but then he just slowly starts fading. His voice starts fading, and then he's gone. The presence that was sitting next to you is gone.
Ari just shouts no.
Camilla's directly next to you.
Yeah, so just right in my ear.
Yeah.
Right in your... Chris is dead to the world. Jaden is in the chair. What? Fuck. What is it? What has happened? Is someone here or something? I need to get the bat. There's a bat behind the door. Fucking goes back into the chair. Cause very dizzy. got up a little too fast in his chair, goes right back down. What is it? What is it?
He was here. He was here. I saw him. He was here. He was
Who's here?
Andy.
Sits up in his chair. Blair is like slowly waking up, but like faces like towards the ceiling. Has like her sketch pad and pencils on her chest. Like so. And he's like, what are you talking about?
Andy was here. He says we have to leave. We have to go. We gotta go.
What are you talking about? Andy, stop fucking with me right now, okay?
He said he didn't die by accident.
This isn't funny.
Do I look like I'm joking?
Looks at you. Like, licks his lips, puts his hands on his waist. No, but I fucking can't do this right now, okay? Like, just. What, you saw a ghost or something of Andy?
I think so.
I fucking can't do this right now, and gets up and
I
goes in the kitchen.
I I heard his voice earlier telling me to leave too.
Jaden stops in the like towards the hallway going to the kitchen. Stops and turns. You two.
I didn't think it was real at first, so I didn't say anything.
Turns around. What did he say?
He said, "Carrie, you have to get out of here."
You have to get out of here. What, like here? Like points to the house.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, resounding. Okay. At this point, Chris is on the couch, slowly waking and rolling off, and then he rolls onto the floor, breaking the tension. And he's like, "Jesus fucking Christ!" It's like he like pinches the bridge of his nose and looks at the ceiling. And Chris is like, raises up slowly. What's happening? What happened? Ghosts, apparently. Blair's fully awake too. What do you mean about ghosts? And then y'all recount what happened. Like, what do? We just actually leave?
That would be the smart plan. But I mean,
Are any of us in a condition to drive right now?
no,
No,
not at
like,
all.
especially not that guy. Points to Chris, but I could take him in his car, my car, or something.
But you don't think it's weird that only his picture fell?
I don't know what to believe, Carmilla. Okay.
You said it's happened before?
Yeah, like pictures of him or me and him or all of us or something
So,
like that.
every picture with Andy keeps falling off of the wall. And you don't
That
find
I
it
know
weird?
of. My parents have checked on this place before. They might have noticed all of them falling and not told me because it's such a random fucking occurrence.
The one picture fell tonight, was surrounded by other pictures, including ones underneath it. Did it knock any of them off?
It could be anything, okay? I wouldn't look too much into that, but but if y'all aren't feeling cozy about whatever the fuck is happening, then we can just go. But I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow to like clean up the place or something.
Why don't we just set it all on fire?
No. Like, looks at Ari. This is my parents' home.
It's like their third house.
So? They still spent money on it. I'm not burning it to the ground. Okay?
Insurance claim, I don't know.
Stop it. We're leaving. Okay? I mean, I hear you. Okay? Just get your stuff or get whatever you need, and then let's drive to like a hotel or something. like 30-minute drive, hour drive or something away. And he like starts
Um,
looking for his keys. So he goes like it's one of those things where if there's a hallway and there's like a key hanger on the wall over there, he looks and he tilts his head. Chris, do you know where my keys are? And Chris is like, but you put them up the first thing. Like you're a regimented guy, okay? Maybe I put him in a different pair of pants or something like that. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go upstairs and check my room, okay? And you see him hop to like 2 steps at a time to get to his
I
room.
follow behind him.
Okay. Ari, you're not feeling great about like, people being separated is not a great idea. Everyone's down
Nope.
here. So you follow behind him. And we're gonna follow you for a little bit. There's like two, like let's say there's like 3 doors, like 3 doors on each side of this hallway at the top of the stairs. And his room is like the second, on the left-hand side. And he opens it, turns the light on, and you follow in after him. And he's looking around. His room is like somewhat neat, like in comparison to like everybody else's. Like it's still like, hey, took off swim trunks and put it like laid it out to dry. There's some stuff on the floor, but it's organized essentially.
Yeah.
And you see him looking through like his pants, like he's looking through like, oh, like 2 pairs of pants that he's worn already. And the first time like it's normal, but then the second time he's looking, it's a little more desperate. And then he's looking in like his backpack, he's looking in his duffel bag, he's looking on like different counter, like in terms of like dresser drawers, between the sheets, maybe it's on his bed. And he just kind of
I
looks around.
go up and I put my hand on his arm.
What?
Hey, breathe.
How am I supposed to breathe? Actually, like, why would I need to breathe?
I shouldn't be the one saying that. I just had to run up the stairs because your legs are too long.
I don't know what to tell you, bud. Okay, like I'm built like this. Like
I know. At
one
this
step
point,
is like 5 for you. What do you want from me?
okay, all right.
Sorry, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's a lot. We're stressed. It's fine. Jin, where's your head at?
I can't find my keys.
Is
There's only
there-
2 places I normally put it in the first place. I'm that type of guy that like I walk in, I put it on the rack, and I go back to doing what I'm doing. I pick it up, I put it in my back pocket. If it's not in my back pocket, it's not there. Someone took it, or like it fell out of my pocket or something like that.
Which seems improbable, but
Yeah. And as far as I can tell, no one has been in or out of this house. So it's here somewhere, right? But we have other cars. So like maybe we can take someone else's car. Okay?
Jin, what if we can't?
Then we're stuck here until tomorrow. And then we turn this house upside down. That's it. Roll for me.
Okay.
Are you feeling tense?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, roll at tense. Did you want to reveal a scar to help you to make a pool here?
Trying to think if I have any relevant scars.
Let me describe what you might need, and maybe this will help you. Something that's about like either a visual sense or an auditory sense. Something to help you listen or pick up something really quickly with your eyes.
I think I'm going to use the scar that is most apparent on Airy, which is the one that cuts through his eye.
Ooh, okay.
Because I think that would help with the vision of their other eye, being able to like basically balance it out of like that's where all of their focus is, and their vision is a lot better in their other eye. They got it a long time ago when they were a kid, from an accident, um, like a car accident. So uh, they've been they've had this vision for a very long time.
Okay. But in the element section, put Hawkeye.
Hawkeye?
Hawkeye, yeah. Like
Okay.
you have very really good vision in one eye.
Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Um, just for funsies.
Yeah.
All right, you're at tense. You can roll with 2 dice. At tense, more consequences if you even get a mixed success, but
That's true.
it's not terrible. So
I give
roll
you
for
the
me.
better. I got a 6.
Amazing. So you walk in. You kind of like put an arm on Jaden's shoulder arm to stop him. He looks back at you, and you hear it first, but it's faint and you can't quite tell what it is. But it draws your attention and it makes you turn your head around. And then you see in the darkness of the hallway something pass by and it scuttles. And now that you see this someone scuttling back from the door, you hear something that sounds kind of scratchy against the wood flooring. Skitter. Skittering.
Jaden, do you hear that? Jaden?
He turns to where you're looking because it's like a pinpoint. And he like does that thing where he heard it and probably saw something too, and that he's waiting for it to happen again. So he hasn't moved and he's just staring.
What was that?
I don't know. And he backs up a little bit quietly. He puts his finger up to his mouth. And next to like the side table, you see there is a bat. It seems like this family, the Kings, tend to like have either like a melee weapon at the front back door in one of the bedrooms if anyone were to come on their property and break in. He grabs it. He's like, and he slowly approaches the door and waits to hear if he hears anything else. And it opens it, turns the light on in the hallway, and peers around and looks around, then before looking back at you, and like jerks his jaw to the hallway for you to come out to the hallway.
Can I pull out a pocket knife?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I'll give you that. Like you can have a pocket knife. That's normal.
It's
Some
like
people,
a little Swiss Army knife.
yeah, a little Swiss Army thing. Like some people have it. You pull it out and you inch your way over to the hallway and you look around and you don't see anything, but you see him looking towards the back. There's a long hallway, there's a door, like there's a window essentially.
Yeah.
And you see that the window is open. Looks like it's been pried open in the opposite direction outward.
What?
And he's staring at it. He narrows his eyes. I didn't do that.
No, I didn't think you did, bud. Sorry, that was really aggressive.
Please shut up. He says as he like walks down the hallway towards the window carefully. He looks over and you both peer and you see that there seems to be like scratch marks or indentations in the wood on the windowsill, as if someone had climbed in. But you're not sure what would cause these scratch scuffing marks. It doesn't look like, oh hey, someone like hopped up and put a foot on. It doesn't look like that. It looks like someone used maybe some kind of apparatus of some sort to like make their way in, like some form of gear, but there's like a scuff that kind of reminds you of like wood on wood a little bit.
Oh, great. Okay.
Roll again for me.
Okay.
You're tense. You only get 1 dice unless you want to ask for help from Jaden.
No, I'm good.
You sure? Okay.
I got another 6.
Amazing. So you look through and you look out down the side, and technically you could have used Hawkeye for this, but since you got a 6, it doesn't matter. You see like on the wall of the beach house, this is like the highest point of it, like in terms of you're on the second floor. Um, you can see like how far down the sand is from here. Um, and it looks like along the side of the house. This house is like painted like a sky blue, like a soft blue color. You can see that in the wood that's been painted that something with sharp claws has scuttled up the side of the house. Finger holds are etched in between the slats of the wood and have made their way through the window. And the thing is, it's not just one set.
Okay. I start like looking around the hall to see if there's any like scratch marks there, like if they lead into any of the rooms or just downstairs. Or I also want to check the ceiling maybe.
That's a good instinct of yours to look at the ceiling. Roll again.
I use Hawkeye for this.
You can use Hawkeye for this. It's 2 dice.
I got another 6.
Alrighty.
I don't know which god of luck blessed this die, but I love it.
Don't point it out because it might change. So
That's true.
it looks like you look on the floor to see if there's any marks, you look on the wall to see if there's any, and then you look at the ceiling and you see that like whatever opened the window didn't go down onto the floor. It looks like it went up and onto the ceiling. You see those scuff marks a little bit, some of them. And then at a certain point, it seems to like kind of fade over one of the doorways, the doorway that you and Jaden were in. And then you don't see any more, from what you can tell.
Okay. I Hey, what do you think about just going down to the others so that maybe we can explain the fact that there's a bunch of claw marks and scuff marks? Does that sound good?
Yeah. That sounds good. And like it takes
Okay.
the bat, pushes you forward, because you're smaller than him, and he
Yeah,
wants you in front of him.
tiny.
And you move forward. But then as you do, you hear a scream from downstairs. And that is where we're going to take a break, everyone. We will be back. Don't go anywhere. It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, is it?
Don't go anywhere. We'll talk to you all
No.
later. Quick break. BRB. Bye. And we're back. Hello, everybody. Stuff is hitting the fan, kind of. There's a creeping dread of realization that something might be in the house. At least Ari and Jaden know this, but going back a time a little bit, people downstairs don't know. Carmilla, you're sitting with the fact that like you're kind of still standing in like the living room area because
Mhm.
you saw that Jaden like took stairs 2 by 2 up the stairs to try to look for keys, and Ari went after him, trying to like catch up, but just not as fast because shorter legs. And you're just staring there like, okay, like that energy of like we gotta go. Like he's understanding that like whether what we saw or not, it doesn't really matter. 2 people are scared. They are feeling that they need to go. Let's all go together. Doesn't matter. And Chris is sitting up, like he's on the floor, like leaning back, trying to stand up. Blair is slowly sitting up and rubbing her eyes, realizing that things are a little bit more serious, and she looks at you. What happened? Like you heard him?
Yeah, when we were outside, I went down to the shore. I thought I was just hearing things, but then it told me that I had to get out of here.
Huh. Hmm.
And now Aries saying that they had a similar experience. So I don't know. I just want to leave.
Chris slowly like stands and like wobbles to his feet, like a little bit sober by this point, but like
Mm-hmm.
feeling the after effects of everything that he took. And he's like lifts up a finger. So you both heard ghosts? Is what you're telling me? And why do we need to leave? Like what did he say?
Told Ari that we're not safe here.
Why wouldn't we be safe here?
Mentioned that the way that we think he died isn't the way that he actually died.
What, like from an aneurysm or like he dropped dead? That wasn't what happened. He seems to sober up more, as you're
That's
saying.
what he told Ari.
Ooh, okay. Um, well, he's looking for keys, right?
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't be driving, but I got mine. And he's looking through his like he has his hoodie like on the back of the couch, and he feels through like kind of pats it down and then feels through the pockets and then like kind of waits. You see like he pauses and tilts his head and then he feels again, and then he feels the couch cushions, and in between the couch cushions, he's like, they're not here. And like looks behind the couch and is like, no one saw my keys, right?
No.
I didn't think I was gonna need them immediately, but also like I'm not throwing them around everywhere. Maybe they're outside or something. And he gets up to go to the front. To go
No.
through the.
No. Just, it's fine.
All right. You don't want me to leave.
No. Just stay.
All right. I'm gonna get some water from the
Alright.
kitchen. Something sober up a little bit more, and you see him go the opposite direction from the front door, goes through the kitchen, through the hallway, and Blair is clutching uh her sketchbook to her chest, and she's looking at you, uh, kind of lost for words, and then she's like, I I thought I heard him too. Like a few days ago though, when we first got here.
What'd he say?
I couldn't hear him that well. I thought it was like the ocean or something, or someone called out to me. Because like I was upstairs and someone was downstairs and it sounded like it's come from the stairs. And now I wish I took it a little bit more seriously, but everyone was here and
Yeah. No. I get it. When I heard it on the beach, I thought it maybe was just the tide. Or something.
makes sense.
But then when he was calling out to me with my names, I thought that was, the waves or something. And then when he said you have to get out of here, I didn't know how to explain that.
She's thinking, and she opens her mouth to say something, and then you feel a hand on your shoulder from behind grip you suddenly, and you
Is it
hear
like gentle or?
it's a little bit like urgent,
Okay.
like pay attention kind of grab, and a voice next to you, like someone's leaning over your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Check on Chris. And then just as you hear that voice say that, there's like You hear like someone slipped and fell in the kitchen. You hear the sound of scuttering.
I run to the kitchen.
And Blair like looks at you, sees it, like your face change, and then you suddenly stand up and run to the kitchen. Me wondering if you should roll something. I don't think so. You go through the hall and you see, let's say there's like a it's an island, but it's like a portable one. So like it's not like like one built into the house kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
And you see feet on the floor, like someone fell. They look like Chris's shoes, but you see his feet moving like he's struggling, like someone's holding him down. And you hear he can't talk, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
He sounds like he's trying to scream, but maybe his mouth is blocked. And you hear a clicking noise of sorts. You hear what sounds like wood breaking or shifting. And his chest raises and then a thump against the floor as if to stop him from moving. But you can't see from your position what's going on. All you see is his feet trying to struggle away from something.
Okay. I think I'll go around the island to see, like, if he's choking or something, or having like some kind of like seizure or something.
You go around and you see something terrifying. You see a thin, spindly body crouched over his body. Bleached wooden skin. A face made of wood that you can tell from behind. Its face is in his. You can't tell what is happening from where you are, but it's forcing his chest down with one hand, one knotted wooden hand, and another one is holding his arm down to the ground.
Oh, I absolutely fucking scream. Fuck. Yeah, how is it? It's like as big as he is, or is it smaller?
It's like in terms of length, tall, like as the same height as him, but it seems like it's thinner in terms of body mass. But based off of being held down as hard as he is, like the strength of it might be more than his.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, fuck, I don't know what the fuck to do. In the kitchen?
Roll something. Are you trying? What would you like to do? Would you like to try to save him or stop this from happening?
Yeah, one of those things.
All right. Just roll. This is going to be desperate.
Okay.
Actually, you tell me. Do you feel like this is desperate or tense?
God, that's a good question. Because I think it could be one or
It can be like
both.
Like it could be like the high end of tense because you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then
Especially coming
after
off of,
this, it might become desperate. So like you can try tense.
okay.
Let's try tense first.
Okay. Is this one roll? One die?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay, I got a 6.
Amazing. So you're like, you don't know what's going on because you don't have a full view of like what this thing is doing to your friend. And you look around and you see, first thing your eyes settle on is like the knife block. It's like right behind on the on that island, that temporary wooden island. And like
I
you,
just got the
without
chills.
without thinking, you find it, you pull it out, and just aim for its back. Stab it right between what you determine is its shoulder blades, where it would be on a normal person. And then it lets go, and you hear this cracking of wood, and in your head, it sounds like a screech. It sounds like a screech of several voices that you can hear as it pulls back and tries to reach with wooden spindly hands back. And as it backs up, you get to see Chris, and he's still there. He's still present, but he looks pale. It looks like his eyes are like not fully focused. He's trying to focus. He's trying to stand up and he can't. This looks like him worse than he was before. Like he was high, he was drunk. This is like he's deathly present with you right now.
While this
Wait.
thing is like flailing, trying to get the knife.
Mm-hmm.
Is it able to reach it?
It's trying to. You have a moment to do something.
Could I grab another knife and stab it again?
You can roll for it. This is desperate again. You have
Okay.
you can't really do anything, can you? I'm trying to think. No, unless you want to work in a scar, that might be helpful. I don't think that Carmilla would have any scars having to do with stabbing someone, or attacking someone.
I mean, I guess you mean like actually stabbing someone with a knife. Maybe not. I was gonna say I am like a tattoo artist, so like I know.
I don't think that would work in this situation.
I didn't think so either. Oh, I got a 1, so.
Oh, and this is desperate, right? This is considered desperate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, with a 1, character does not succeed, suffer a severe consequence. Increase your despair by 1, and dread goes up by 2.
Okay.
And because I have 4 dread now, I'm going to use all of it and give Aerie despair 1. So that y'all are twinsies. You both have despair 1. You're like, okay, maybe I have this thing on the ropes kind of situation, whatever it is. And you reach for another one, a smaller knife. One that's not quite like a butcher knife. Of sorts, it doesn't have a pointed edge. But it can do some damage still if you like either slash it. But as soon as you do, maybe you've taken a little too much time. Maybe you misjudged how quickly it's going to take this thing out. But its arm kind of extends, like as if like roots suddenly grow, or like the branch starts growing just a little bit around where its arm is, long enough to pull this thing out and fling it. And as it's doing that, another arm grows out. Wooden arm grows out to grab your arm. And it squeezes so tight on your wrist until you drop it. And it bruises your wrist. And you can feel the crunching of your wrist bone. It suddenly rapidly squeezes, and then you hear a sickening crunch from your wrist. The blade falls. And then it tugs you forward towards it. In that exact moment, the scream has been heard. And Aerie and Jaden come running down the stairs around the corner into the hallway. And see, because let's say like it backed up into like the first thing you see in the kitchen if you're looking down the hallway, this tall, lanky, wooden figure that's moving. And every time it moves and shuffles, you can hear the creaking of wood. You smell the smell of sickeningly sweet sap as well. Aerie, what do you do?
I look at it harming Carmilla, and I just want to try and body it on instinct.
Oh my god.
How are you bodying this thing? Like, how's it happening? Are you like tackling it around the middle
He's
kind of
grabbing
Yeah.
both
situation?
ankles.
Yeah, just okay, I'm not that tiny. Um, yeah, just like yells like Carmilla and just runs at it.
Oh, that's a very cinematic vision in my head.
Yeah.
Carmilla, you fling your body full force at this thing. Roll. I think you're desperate at this point.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit.
So roll one dice unless like you can bring in an element of or ask for help in this situation.
Nope, I didn't play football, so got a 3. I'm gonna die.
So,
We
severe consequence. Increase your despair by 1 and increase dread by 2.
Wait, that.
So your despair is now 2, or should be 2. Okay. Severe consequence. You fling your whole body full force. You're trying to, and yes, you're shorter, but that like anyone bodying somebody else at full force should have done something. It feels like you slammed your body into like a very rooted tree. It is not moving. If anything, you just like it. All it did, and I'll give this to you, is let go of Carmilla's wrist, but not because of what you did, but because you are now in its presence, and you see it grab your wrists, not your wrists, right, grabs your shoulders, and you look up, and for the first time, you all can see the face of this thing. It's like a wooden mask of a face. 2 holes. Empty. Sap bleeding from its eyes. An open mouth. Like a puppet's, kind of. Also bleeding out sap. And it shoves its face into yours. Give me a memory. And you can use this as a scar later, but it will increase your anxiety. Give me a memory that makes you feel most guilty about Andy.
The night that he died. I think there was a moment where I realized that he was gone too long, and I didn't go to check on him, despite knowing that he seemed really anxious and was a little off that night. And I smelled that weird scent, and I didn't tell anyone, and I should have. I should have said something to someone. I should have told them that he wasn't feeling right, that something was going on, and I didn't. I kept my mouth shut because it wasn't my business. And now he's gone.
As those haunting eyes, soulless, empty, nothing, hollow, look into you, and your vision goes black, and then you blink your eyes, and you're out on the beach again. This time, everyone's here. Like, instead of it being the 5 of you, it's like 15 people laughing, joking, beers spilling, the waves are crashing, the sky is looking a little different. Instead of a waning moon, it's now a crescent. You remember this night, but it feels like you're here. You're feeling it. And you see from where you are, you see Carmilla talking with friends. But past Carmilla, you see Andy looking out at her, then looking back at the rest of the crowd. Eyes catch yours. And he stops, smiles, like tips his cigarette, and gestures that he's gonna take a smoke before coming back. in that moment of, should I check on him? Nah, I'm not gonna do it. As he walks back. This time, though, you feel the impulse to follow this time. It's stronger than it was back then, and you find yourself compelled to follow. Describe how you do so.
Um, there's a bit of a daze as I kind of like readjust to being in this moment, and I I think anxiously kind of like bounce a little before doing so, and then just like, hey, wait up. I Let me bum one off of you, at least.
And you say that, and it seems like he doesn't hear you. It seems like he's like kind of walking forward, but he's still going through. Maybe like he isn't paying attention to you in that moment. Like maybe his mind is that occupied, as like you see that he's shaking a little bit.
Okay.
And you follow, and he leans up against the the column where you had found him last, and you're there now. And he turns to look at you, and like does a double take. Oh, Harry.
Hi.
So,
I tried to get your attention before. Are you okay?
no,
What's going on?
he looks down at you. I don't even know where to start. I feel guilty and a little lost about what to do next. And I see you, and then I see Carmilla, and I don't even know. You know what? Maybe no. Maybe I shouldn't have this conversation with you right now. It like
Uh,
takes a inhale. He's still shaking.
why not? Are you
I know,
afraid you're gonna break my heart or something?
kinda.
I, it's okay. Chase your own happiness, you know?
But I want you too. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I mean, wait, I mean, yeah, wait. You know that, like, that's okay, right?
I know. It's never really thought about it before.
Why not?
I don't know. Like I'm thinking I grew up with, like you fall in love with a girl or you fall in love with a guy and that's just it. But I've never really felt this way before. So I don't even know how to broach the conversation.
Well, I
I mean, I'm
think you
broaching the
should
conversation now, but I'm thinking that's the alcohol talking, and the weed, and maybe like just to calm the nerves with just a few puffs of this good old thing, and then like takes a really big drag of a cigarette and taps it.
I think maybe you should start with talking to Carmilla about your feelings for her that you've
I've
had
been
for a
trying,
while.
but every time I get ready to talk about it, like she just kind of shuts it down.
Mhm. Well, it needs to happen because, like, man,
She
one way
wasn't
or
so,
another, it's
yeah, she wasn't so quick to jump to conclusions. Like, oh,
well, what conclusions like you have like feelings for her, or because like that's
no, like we're good as we are,
oh,
and I think we could be better.
why don't you just say that?
I've been trying, and like he like drops a cigarette
No, I
and
mean
looks
like
at you and like grabs your shoulders.
just be like, hey, you want to go for a walk? And then you just say, hey, I have feelings for you. I'm not gonna give you a chance to shut this the fuck down this time, okay? Like call her out on her bullshit.
It's like she could read my mind, okay? Like
Call
she
her
knows
out
I'm,
on her bullshit.
but I don't want to call her
This
out on her
is
bullshit.
Andy, this is her also not wanting to have this discussion because she's scared of your like her own feelings. We know this. That's how things work. So I'm sorry, I was raised by two moms.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. And I should just talk to her.
Yeah.
It's been, looks at you and then realizes he's going to say a little too much. He's like, it's been a decent amount of time.
It's
uh,
been a while. Don't worry.
Fuck off. And kind of scratches it like, yeah, it has.
Y'all aren't subtle, you know that, right?
What do you mean? Like he says, like kind of looking a little horrified.
Andy, you're the most like emotional, vibrant person here. Everything you feel is broadcasted like it's on a fucking satellite screen, my man.
Fuck. Okay.
You're like the pin of this group. It's hard for us to not notice when you're being weird.
Whatever. You
And
can't
you're
stop
just
the
mad
smile on
because
his
I'm
face.
right.
I'm not gonna confirm or deny that bullshit,
Because
but
I'm right.
thank you,
Mhm.
Carrie. And I would like to talk to you about other things later, if you don't
Yeah,
mind.
you want to go back?
Yeah. And just as he like says that and reaches down to pick up his discarded cigarette because he's like, "How dare you call me out on this bullshit?" Was why he flicked it. There's like a sudden pause. Like everything freezes. He freezes. The waves, the chatter, silence. And then something else happens instead. Instead of this conversation, you kind of realize if you had went after him and had that conversation, that's exactly how it would go. You feel those answers are genuine. But you didn't. And then it's like that vision of where he is crouching down for a cigarette is superimposed, and instead you see him pinned against that column, spindly fingers wrapped around his neck, caging him against that tall wood. Fear in his eyes as he's looking up. His free hand is trying to like pull it away. And it's like he's looking up at that face. And that face is looking down at him. And it's like you start seeing energy, glowing light coming out of his eyes and mouth, entering this being's eyes and mouth. It's taking something. And he's kicking and trying to push off, and it just gets slowly weaker and weaker until he just stops moving. And that light fades away, and it ends, and the siphon ends before it removes itself and turns to look down at you.
I think there's a moment of fear and all that guilt. And then as I watch Andy fall, I feel it all give way to so much anger because it was never my fault.
Roll for me.
What am I rolling?
What are you rolling?
I rolled a 4.
Okay. You succeed, but my dread goes up. You choose to suffer a severe consequence or raise your despair by 1. Which one is it?
I will raise my despair.
Okay. Raise it to 3. It's not doing great.
Oh.
So
You wanted me to do the severe consequence. I'm gonna rip my arm off.
I'm fine with either option in this situation. So you feel the fear and then the anger, and just as like you're trying to figure out if you're gonna do something about it, you feel your senses knock back to the present. Someone just bodied you more effectively than you tried to body the thing that was in the kitchen.
Yeah, that tracks.
You don't even need to really find out who did it because you know that clothesline anywhere. It was just definitely Jaden, kind of bodying you, but also like picking you up at the same time, so that you don't land a certain way, like you don't land in like hurt, essentially. And someone else, you can hear the screech of this horrifying thing of multiple voices in one. And you're brought back to the present. You are feeling drained of energy. And he shakes you. And he opens the back door as he tries to like get you to stand up straight. Like, we're leaving, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where my fucking keys are, but we gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go. Gotta go.
Opens the back door. Blair is helping Chris to his feet. Carmilla, what you had seen happening in these moments. That whole memory was happening for Ari. But for you, you saw that thing's face in theirs. And you saw what they had seen in their vision of energy being siphoned from every orifice in their face. Like a ghostly light coming out of it, and it was going in, and it just kept going, and you saw flashes of different expressions going across, from joy to heartbreak to hope to concern to smug to anger. You're going through a lot, whatever they were saying, before Jaden snaps out of it, clotheslines his friend out of the way, out of this thing's grasp, bursts the back door open and tells everyone we gotta go. And you follow, along with everybody else. What are y'all doing? Y'all are gonna try to make it to the cars?
How big is this house?
It has 2 floors. It's not terribly big. Like, it's decent enough for the size of people that there are. It's very intimate, is the best way to put it. Bungalow
Okay.
vibes.
Okay. Well, I don't know if getting to the cars will do us any good because nobody can find their keys. Unless somebody notoriously keeps their doors unlocked at all times.
You see Blair coming down the stairs, and she's like, my doors are open. I think I leave the keys in there, especially if friends over. Maybe it's not the best idea, but now I'm not regretting it, because this bullshit.
Yeah,
As y'all are running down the stairs at the back, to get out, and like. Like, it seems that Jaden's going back to taking 2 steps at a time, lifting Ari. Carmilla, you have no one weighing you down, but you're like kind of in the middle. And then Blair is doing okay with Chris. Chris is like trying to keep himself up the best he can, but struggling. And then you go to ooh, what kind of car does she have? A Volkswagen, like a minibus kind of situation, like very like wanderlust vibe person bus.
She's such a stereotype.
She is extremely a stereotype, and it's very apparent with her choice of vehicle. And she like she leans Chris against her car, goes into the front and like checks like her what's going in like those
The
the
visor.
visor. She checks her visors and the keys tumble out and she catches it and
Oh,
she's like, okay, oh, I'm I don't drive well under duress, and she like yeets at Jade, and he's like, "You think I can drive? Like I don't know how to drive this thing."
we do not have time to have these questions.
Fine. Pushes her in because it's one of those things where like you can shimmy in.
Yeah, it's
Essentially,
a bench, like a bench seat.
there's a bench on the front, and then like there's several seats in the back, and y'all tumble in. I'm gonna have you both roll, and if you roll successfully, you can increase your hope by 1.
Okay.
You're rolling desperate.
Who's rolling good for me?
Who's doing it? Which dice is doing the best job right now?
Oh, I got a 6.
I also got a 6.
Amazing. Desperate success. But I get 2 dread because you both, got a 6, but I still get that. So y'all, and then hope goes up to 2 because you both succeeded. Y'all tumble in very effectively. Ari, you are tense, right? You are feeling very drained, but you're able to like, though you're moving slow, you're able to easily get in with the help of Jaden helping you in, got you close enough to the door, and y'all are both able to pile in effectively, kind of helping each other in regards to that. Closes the door behind you both, essentially. And you hear as Jaden starts the car, or tries to start the car, a whistle. And it seems like first you're not sure where it's coming from. You all turn, naturally all of you, everyone in the car turns their head to the left as if like it came from the left side of the car. And then you hear it again. Right side. Turn to the right. Nothing's there. And then suddenly touchdown, something lands in front of the car. Tall, spindly body. This one looks a little different though. More rotted. Like blackened bark on its fingers, shoulders. The mask of wood is a little bit more grown out. Looks more haunting.
Fucking drive!
Jaden does like make sure and then like tries to drive around, essentially making its way. And some kick up with the sand, but it does work. And is able to make it to like gravel. And y'all start driving away from the beach, whistling at whistles behind you. And there's a moment of reprieve as y'all are driving. Make it to, but you're surrounded by woods, essentially. It's a deep breath, and Jaden's breathing hard, like white knuckling the fuck out of the steering wheel. What the fuck is that? What was it doing? What was it doing to Ari? And Chris?
I don't know. Same thing it did to Andy? Did it do that to Andy?
Yeah.
Like looks through the rearview mirror at you. What do you mean? How do you know?
I saw it happen. It showed me.
It showed you?
Mm-hmm.
Those, what are those things in the first place? Like, I've been here my whole life. I grew up in this area. What the
There
fuck?
hasn't been any issues like this before?
No. Not that I'm aware of. I've never heard any weird fucking stories of what, tree people?
Maybe somebody died of an aneurysm somewhere.
Does anyone want to look it up while I drive?
Yeah, I mean, I can, sure. Fuck it, why not?
uh, you can roll. This is gonna be tense because y'all feel like you're in a safe position here, but y'all know that
Yeah.
something's in pursuit of you. So, tense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carmilla's not Googling anything. Oh, my wrist is broken.
Oh, absolutely
Yeah.
not. Like, you're just like you're kind
yes.
of somewhat in shock or getting ready to go into shock, and you're kind of holding your wrist. And
That
it's your main.
That adrenaline just mainlining, no pain at
Is
all in your arm.
helping,
Yeah.
right? That is all that is helping you. You're cradling it, but this is gonna be shit later. You know it is, but you are like kind of lost in the sauce a little bit as you're staying forward. You're like, all right, you're safe. You're holding it, but there's not much you can do because that was your main arm that you're using to stab with, right? So hopefully nothing else bad happens. You rolled, Ari. What'd you get?
A 2.
It's tense though, so it's not desperate, so it's not that bad.
No,
Character
you still
doesn't.
get dread though.
Yeah, I do still get dread. Character doesn't succeed. The character chooses to suffer severe consequence, or dread goes up by 2, or you increase your despair by 1. Which would you prefer? Oh wait, this is a what? This is a 3?
2.
2. I tried. Yeah. So, which one did you want to go for? Severe consequence, dread, or despair?
I'll take a severe consequence.
Amazing. We love to see it here. Y'all are driving, and y'all are driving through like a wooded area. Like it's like a mixture of soil and sand with the trees that kind of canopy this road that y'all are driving through. This is the only way in and out of this area kind of situation. Usually very beautiful during the day. Very creepy and really not helpful right now, all things considered. And you're looking and you're searching through about if you've seen anything having to do with anyone that has had an aneurysm or sudden death in this area. But so far, nothing's being pulled up from what you can tell. And as you're searching through, you hear from the front. You look up just in time to see something dart out of the woods. A thinner, more tall versus girthy lengthwise of this bleached wooden skin. This is different from the one in the kitchen, and this is different from the one that touched down before y'all drove away. There is no blackened edges. It's just the most like pristine bleached wood that you've seen so far. And it's like crouching down as it's driving, you're driving towards this thing. And Jaden veers and tries to go around it, but it doesn't work. It clips it, and it kind of does this thing where your car spins and moves to the left and tries to get back on the road, but it's not working. You're kind of stuck a little bit in this weird mixture of sand and dirt. And he's trying to like press the gas to get out, but you're not moving. This thing turns its body. You can hear the creak of wood as it does and starts walking towards your car. What do y'all do?
I have a question. Are all of the tires stuck in the sand, or is it just like the back wheels?
It's
like,
the backmost wheel, and then like the front wheel's kind of a little off the road, but like if you can just get the back wheel moving, that'd be fine.
So this is like a VW like bus. So there's like, are there like bench seats in the back, or is it like open, like, you know, some shag carpeting situation back there, like Scooby style?
They're like the seats, like the cross seats kind of situation, not open back.
Because what I'm wondering is if we could like maybe pile on weight on the side that's stuck, we could maybe provide, like, help provide traction a little bit, like.
Yeah. If you do this successfully, I'm gonna be really honest. You're gonna be asking for help from someone on this one.
Yeah.
So, if you roll it, someone can help you. But whoever you ask for help, there is a high chance, if you fail, that they will die.
Okay.
So Jaden's driving. Blair's in the front. Chris is the only one in the backseat that can help you. Ari can help you.
As for, I think Chris is like, oh, what is Chris's like body type? Is he like a little?
He's like, that's a good question. Because like he's not quite lanky, but he's not like, he's like built like a soccer player is the best way to put it.
Okay. So
he's got some muscle. Like he does work out, but he's not working out to get bulkier.
Okay, yeah. Then I would ask him for help.
Okay, so if you're desperate, you get an extra die to roll. Plus 2.
Oh, fuck. Give me inspiration. No, I'm kidding. I only got a 2. Can I use my inspiration? Just kidding.
No.
There's none.
So for those 2 dice, like that was the highest roll you could get to.
Yes.
Okay.
The one die, I guess that die is done giving me good rolls, so I guess you can be retired.
You're retired, guys. So this is how it's gonna go. You get a severe consequence. Increase your despair by 1, and dread increases by 2. So I have 8. I'm gonna take another 4. I'm gonna increase your despair again.
Okay.
Because something's getting ready to happen to Chris that might make things seem a little bit hopeless a little bit. So he leans off to the right to help, to push this. Ari, you see, you're trying to figure out what they're doing, but you're like, oh, like they're trying to lean the bus car to the right side. And you're getting ready to do the same thing, to like lean. But then as you get ready to do that, behind the car, different one, not the one in front of you. And then there is a shattering of glass. Chris is the closest to that side. Spindly wooden hand reaches forward, grabs him, and yanks him out of the car. It's very slow. And with your non-dominant hand, you try to grab his leg to pull him back in, but you just can't. He's taken, shoved against the car, and you feel the bus move further, deeper into that mixture of sand and soil. So it's now harder to get out of the situation you're in. And you see it happen as his body is leaned against this car. That face leans into his, and that light, that ghostly light of him being siphoned away appears, and he struggles, but it's not working. He already didn't have that much energy left in him. And then he stops moving. His body goes slack, and he falls. And then those hollow eyes, the light of the moon and the light of just the subtle light from the car can outline this wooden thing as it creaks its neck. You hear the creak of wood as it tilts to look at you, Carmilla, because you're the next person there. Ari, are you going to do anything to help in this situation?
Yeah, can I like scramble back and grab Carmilla and like just pull her up closer to me?
You do. You pull Carmilla closer to you, away from the shattered glass. I would say when this is happening, Jaden yells to try to also help, but he can't do anything from the front. Blair kind of can't believe this is happening and kind of puts her head in her hands, try to make herself smaller. But you grab Carmilla and pull her away from the window. You're able to do that relatively easily. And it reaches in to try to grab but you pulled her just in time before the grabbing motion finishes and pulls back. Y'all are kind of in a hopeless situation. What are y'all planning on doing? Do you want to do it by foot or try again to move this bus out of the dip? It is a little harder now. That just means that it's just further desperate. But y'all can either help each other or ask help from somebody else to wiggle this car out of where it's stuck.
Well, I'll take our chances with just the two of us at this point.
All right, so you're helping each other out. So if you both roll, I'll let you know that, like, if you succeed, hope goes up by each time you roll, right? So, like, each person roll, if y'all succeed, 2 hope. If one of you succeeds, 1 hope.
Okay.
And you add a dice. So you both roll 2, but you increase your anxiety by 1, I think, if you're helping each other out. Each of you.
Okay.
Without double checking. Yeah, increase your anxiety by 1 for whoever's helping each other. You're both helping each other, so 2 dice, roll it for me.
Oh, fuck yes! I got a 6.
Amazing. So 1 6. So that's 1 success, 1 hope, increased to 3.
My dice said, fuck you, they both rolled ones.
Oh, God.
What is your... Okay. Character doesn't succeed, suffers a severe consequence, increases your despair by 1, dread goes up by 2. Increase your despair, you now have 4?
Yeah.
Oh boy. And severe consequence. Since you did get a 6, Carmilla, you're able to, like, you're like, now I don't have, there's not an extra body to help me, like, with Chris, because Chris is gone, and you're trying not to process that right now. But you decide, like, if I just, like, kind of dive bomb to the right of this car with all of my weight right now, that will probably lift the car up enough. And you're right, it does. You're able to wiggle. Jaden sees you doing this. In the moment that you land and feel the dip of the car, he accelerates and he's able to wiggle out of that situation and around the tree that is reaching, like, or trying to approach the car from the front, and tries to reach to, like, break glass. He's able to drive around it. The one that's on the back, though, has reached again. Carmilla, you have dive bombed and laid flat, and it reaches for you, Aerie, and it grabs at your shoulder and your arm. But with the sudden jerk of the car and the sudden acceleration forward in that tight wooden grip, it tries to hold you. You're able to get out of the situation, but with it, your arm, you hear a sickening pop. Your arm just popped out of your socket as it lets you go because it can't keep hold of you. And you will, if you stay in the situation you're in, you're either going to die from it pulling you apart, and it kind of needs you alive in this situation. You scream. It hurts. But you are free.
At least it's just dislocated.
As long as it's just dislocated. Driving, Jaden's eyes are looking kind of wild behind the wheel. He's like, is Chris gone?
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god. Shit. Okay, we're like maybe 15 minutes away from other people, civilization or something. Okay, we can call the cops. I don't even know what the fuck to say. We got attacked by somebody. Fuck. He tries not to process the loss of another friend at this house. We shouldn't have fucking come here. I shouldn't have fucking did this.
You didn't know. None of us knew.
Fuck.
We can't think these thoughts right now, okay?
Okay. both of you, as y'all keep driving, I need you to roll again, both of you. If you succeed, 1 and 1, your hope will reach 5.
Okay.
Because you're getting out of the situation that you're in. But if you fail,
Okay. I got a 5.
right. So luckily it's not like you can choose to increase your despair in this situation. So you can have a severe consequence or just or increase your despair. But you do succeed. My dread goes up.
Must be nice. Just kidding.
Must be nice. How about you, Ari?
I rolled a 3.
Is there did you want to bring in an element of some sort? I'm going to give this to you. Did you want to bring in a scar of a situation of getting out of something that seemed hopeless?
I think Ari has a lot of scars from shattered glass and things like that. When they were younger, they were in a very bad car accident, and their car was flipped over, and their dad died.
Mm-hmm.
And they were stuck in an upside-down car. And they were crying for help, really injured. But that, will to live still pulled them out of the car and managed to, get help. But they still, think about the fact that they tried very desperately to get their dad to wake up, and he didn't. And I think in these moments, it's that shattered glass really has brought that back to the forefront of their mind.
Okay. So yeah, that is a really good scar. So you can roll 1 more dice.
Rolls worse. I'm gonna cry. It rolled worse.
There was a will to live. That will sparks behind your eyes. You're gonna get out of here. You're gonna get out of here like you did before. But then there's a weight on top of the car. It shifts it. And the car spins a little bit, in terms of there's a press of a waiver of sorts before it rights itself. And Jaden is trying to keep going and not focus, but he is terrified. Glass shatters on your side of the car. Harry. Spindly fingers reach in to grab you. And you are trying to hold on to Carmilla. And Carmilla's trying to hold on to you. Because if you're out of this car, it's over. And she is trying desperately with her only working arm left to keep you there with her. But can't. And you are yanked out of the car and brought up into the air. On top of that car, that one with that wooden thing, that spindly body with the blackened edges and the further grown out mask of wood, looks down at you and pulls it close to you. And you hear the multiple voices, the whispers coming out of what you can imagine is its mouth. And the last thing you see is a vision of what could have been you and Ari behind that house if you had just went to go to him in that moment, dispel his feelings of doubt, heartache, confusion, before it became a fever pitch. If only you had gone sooner. And the guilt outweighs you. It crushes you. And then you're gone. Harry's body goes limp on top of the car. Spindly fingers that wrapped around his chest and body let go, and his body slides and falls with a sickening crunch on the road. Then Jaden keeps his mind, like his scream inside. Carmilla, you increased your hope by 1. You succeeded. Harry, you are dead. So we're gonna mark that right now. I'm very sorry. Jaden tightens White Knuckles this car and tries to turn it, suddenly jerk this thing off the top of the car. And it tries to stay on, but it flings off to the side of the road on one good turn. And his eyes are filled with tears. We shouldn't have come here. I shouldn't have done this again. He wipes his eyes. 10 minutes. 10 more minutes. And we're out of here. Okay?
Just drive, Jaden.
And then you hear the fast feet, the creaking of wood coming up the rear of this car, the sides of the car. It's not just one, it's several. They're so fast. But you're so close. You can see, like, you remember this path. You know you're not that far away from being out in front of other people. Roll.
Okay. Is this still desperate?
It's still desperate.
Okay. I'm terrified. Where'd the other one go? Okay, I got a 5. I think I'm supposed to put my despair up from last time. I think.
So, with that, I think your hope was 4, and then now it's 5. So, like, because I'm pretty certain that now it's at 5. So, with a mixed success on Desperate, Dry goes up by 2. Don't really need it right now, but I could give a severe consequence if I wanted to. But it seems like with the mixed success, there's still a severe consequence. You're driving and you see from each side these things, these wooden creatures. They're running so fast, the wood is blurring as that's how fast they're moving on the side. Spindly legs, thin arms, wooden faces in the windows, broken on both sides. Hands reaching in to grab you. You're alone back there, Carmilla. Your left and right are empty. You try to stay on the center. Blair is trying not to scream. Jaden is screaming. But like, we're almost there is what he's screaming. Arms reach for you and grab your arm to try to tear you out, and the other arm tries to grab you on the other side, and missing each time. Is like they're fighting over you, fighting over food in a way. You feel those spindly barks scratching into your skin, and it's digging deep, but you wrench your arm out and you duck further down in the middle and they're trying to grab and they can't. And as you make it to that line where that road meets the main roads, the light of street lights hit you. And it's like those spindly fingers withdraw immediately. Over and over again as you drive away, as if calling to you with no answer in response. And you see those wooden masks crick as you turn around to look around a corner. And they stand there for as long as they can until they are nothing but dots in the distance. Epilogue. Ari, tell me of a moment that you spent with Carmilla in the past that you both have shared together.
I think the first one that came to my mind is probably they were hanging out, and it was probably at the tattoo place where Carmilla has an apprenticeship, and they were just talking as Carmilla was doing like tattoo work, like one of the new tattoos. And I think there's I think Ari the whole time, instead of like focusing really on like any of the pain, is just staring at like Carmilla. And there's an understanding that of like why Andy likes Carmilla. So but Ari just really loves spending time here and listening to Carmilla just vent about other clients and how they're fussy. And it's nice and quiet, and it's just the two of them.
Okay. Carmilla, extend the scene.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those days at like the studio where it's like like a slower day, and especially because like where she works, it is by appointment only, and sometimes you get days where you only have like a few appointments, and sometimes you don't. Just depends on what people's schedules are like and whatnot. And I think it's just like very quiet. There's like music playing softly over some speakers in the studio. Eventually the conversation sort of quiets down to just comfortable silence as she works on Ari's new design. And I think when I hang out with Ari, it is hard because I know that Ari loved Andy, but it's also nice because it's nice to be with somebody who loved him as much as I did, and still do. And I think that's one of the reasons why she refused to believe the accusations about Ari having anything to do with Andy's death. Why she's like the one who like made sure to try to keep contact with them afterwards when the group kind of split up for a bit. Yeah, she's just working on this design, putting her own little touches on it, adding color even though Ari didn't ask for that, but you get some anyway, and I don't charge extra for it. And it's just one of those moments where like there's really nothing that needs to be said. There's like a quiet understanding, even if maybe we don't necessarily understand what we're understanding. you know.
There's peace in these moments that y'all have shared. It's not just one memory, it's like a amalgamation of different memories of Ari coming in and getting work done and being a willing test subject for you. And talking or not talking. And realizing you're really gonna miss these moments. Today, you find yourself sitting on the back of an ambulance next to Jaden, who has several scratches on his face and neck area. And Blair has fully shut down, is like in some form of shock, covered in blankets. Paramedics are checking her out to make sure she's okay on another. And your brain can't not go to Ari. You've already been questioned to the best of your ability. There's more remorse for y'all in terms of, because it looks like y'all been through something. You're all scared and terrified and worried for your friends. So there's no doubt that like y'all been through something. The car looks a wreck. And you just stare out into the night. Where you are, you're surrounded by lights and people. You feel the safest you have tonight. How has what happened? How do you think what has happened changes you?
I think that it just feels like one thing. I'll say, we came to grieve for Andy, and now we have to grieve for 2 more people, and that's just a devastation. And all of the good memories we had in this place and all the good memories we were hoping to create are just destroyed. And I think it would be impossible for something like this to not shatter anyone's perception of the world and make you question, where are the safe spaces? Maybe there aren't any.
You have no idea. Knowing this, thinking on this, it's kind of in the back of your head while still processing everything that just happened. How this will change you, or Jaden, who's already changed so much. And Blair has been looks the smallest and most lost than she ever has, to your memory. You pull blankets closer around you as you try to stop the shiver goes down your spine and the pain that is now radiating from your wrist after the fact, now that adrenaline is gone. And you close your eyes. And then you open them, and from the wood line from where you are, you see a wooden mask among the trees, hollowed eyes, gaping mouth. And the last thing you hear, before the camera fades to black, is...
No, the last thing I hear is the crackling of a forest fire as I set this bitch ablaze. I will go to jail, but at least I'm getting my revenge, bitch.
And that,
oh my god,
is where we're gonna end, everybody. Whew!
Well,
thank you all
somebody.
so much for tuning in. This is a lot. Holy hell. I have been your keeper, Ambrose. Holy shit. And we're gonna go in reverse order. Fair, who are you? Where can people find you? What are you up to?
Hi, I'm Farron. You can follow me on socials at Fairbear, including here on Twitch where I stream sometimes. Saturdays, 3 p.m. Eastern, over on D&D Jordan Lee's channel. You could catch me on Ampistrano, a homebrew D&D 5e campaign set. I said homebrew already. And then if you like the sound of my voice, you can hear it on Taking Initiative's third season, Sword and She. It is a Pathfinder 2e campaign, also set in a homebrew world. I either have other projects that I'm working on currently, so follow me on Twitter, because that's where you'll know what I'm doing when I'm doing it.
Awesome. And Aaron, who are you? Where can people find you and what are you up to?
Hi, I'm Aaron. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Angry Aaron. Aaron with an E instead of two A's. A-E Ron, not A-A Ron.
Aaron.
I stream not currently regularly on Twitch, but I do stream on Twitch. I'm your local resident goblin trans man. And yeah, I hope to be in more projects, but hey, this is my first one.
Glad to have you.
Yay, it's been really fun.
And you did very well. Hi, everybody.
Until I
I'm
died.
Ambrose. Until someone died. I'm Ambrose. I go by any, all pronouns. I'm the creative director and founder of Other Cider Studios. I go by SS Ambrose everywhere except for Twitter and Instagram, because there's underscores at the end of those, because those places hate me and someone took my shit. I am the keeper of the Arcane Horror series, which is a award nominated, hopefully winning one day, but we shall see. Monster of the Week series, that is dark urban fantasy and a little bit of horror. We are currently working on this project right now, but more projects are yet to come, and I'm really excited to terrify you further, not just here, but other places. So yes, thank you all for tuning in, and thank you all for being here and enjoying this and taking in this story, because it was something else. But please stay tuned for the next one, which is chapter 4, Artist's Block. So,
Ooh.
see you next week. Don't go anywhere. And we'll see you on the other side. Take care, everybody.